This is Tim Bryce with my column titled, A New War Between the States? Trouble is brewing between Republican and Democratic governed states. It started recently when North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory signed into law a bill barring transgender individuals from the use of restrooms of their personal choosing, not their proper gender. It also prohibits municipalities from extending such options to LGBT citizens. That's lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. This created a stir among Democratic governors who looked upon this act as discrimination. In response, New York Governor Andrew M. Cuomo penned the first executive order banning all non-essential travel to North Carolina by state employees until they lift the law. This was quickly followed by other governors and mayors. As of this writing, it includes New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, a Democrat, Connecticut Governor Dannell Malloy, a Democrat, Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton, a Democrat, Vermont Governor Peter Shumlin, a Democrat, Washington Governor Jay Inslee, a Democrat, Atlanta Mayor Kasim Reed, a Democrat, New York Mayor Bill de Blasio, a Democrat, San Francisco Mayor Ed Lee, a Democrat, Seattle Mayor Ed Murray, a Democrat, and West Palm Beach Mayor Jerry Moyer, a Democrat. By issuing such orders, these officials are interfering with the affairs of another state. Further, because of the North Carolina bill, PayPal has suspended plans to open a new operations center in Charlotte for 400 workers. The NBA is also threatening to move next year's All-Star game from Charlotte if this matter isn't reversed. Oregon Governor Kate Brown, a Democrat, who is openly bisexual, denounced North Carolina's policy but refused to issue a travel ban, fearing repercussions. This was actually a shrewd move on her part, as North Carolina may very well fight back. There are several things they can do in retaliation, such as banning non-essential travel to the opposing cities and states, hindering travel from these states and cities. Imagine what life would be like along the East Coast should the interstates be closed or stopping cars and trucks from the opposing states and forcing them to produce identification and other records. Also, opposing commerce, such as banning the purchase of goods from these locales, which could start a trade war. And it could get even uglier after that. The differences between North Carolina and these other states are substantial. Perhaps the most noticeable difference is North Carolina is a right-to-work state. The others are not. Not surprising, North Carolina's economy is on the upswing, while others such as New York and Connecticut are steadily losing people and businesses due to their exorbitant tax structure. Let's take it a step further. Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant, a Republican, also recently signed into law a bill similar to North Carolina's. This quickly resulted in travel bans by most of the same states and cities opposing the Tar Heel state. Interestingly, Mississippi is also a right-to-work state that is growing economically. In Georgia, another right-to-work state, its legislature will likely override their governor's veto and approve a bill to give faith-based organizations the right to deny services and jobs to gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people. New York Mayor Bill de Blasio has already said he would institute a travel ban to Georgia if this comes about. The others will likely follow suit. Other right-to-work states, particularly in the South, will probably follow North Carolina's, Mississippi's, and Georgia's lead with similar legislation. More travel bans will likely ensue, and retaliatory actions will undoubtedly follow. So are we nearing another civil war? Let's certainly hope not. However, the more states issue such legislation, the louder we will hear from the Democratic-controlled states voicing their disapproval. The point is, do they have the right to interfere in the laws and policies of other states? Of course not. They may not like it and can voice their displeasure, as Oregon Governor Kate Brown did, but trying to provoke another state through orders and decrees is only going to accelerate the tensions between the states and the parties. The scary part, though, is the analogy between this conflict and the First Civil War is uncanny. Whereas the North and South fought over the freedom of slaves, now it's about LGBT rights. I hope cooler heads will prevail and the Democrats lift their bans before this goes any further. I understand they want to pacify certain constituents in their states and cities, but this is a matter for the citizens of North Carolina, Mississippi, and Georgia to tend to, not the other states. Frankly, it is none of their business. Friends, keep the faith. This is Tim Bryce of Palm Harbor, Florida. Follow me on the internet at timbryce.com.